Yo, what is up, everybody? Next is Bros Ultimate back at it again with another video, and today, as you can see by the title of this video, this is going to be my view on the Batman. I just saw it yesterday, and I'm disappointed in it. Actually, I'm just gonna get straight to the chase. I'm disappointed. I was not a fan of that movie. I hated it. I mean, I didn't hate it. I was disappointed, but I feel kind of like both at once. Um, I mean, the opening was great. The way they opened the movie, I thought that was awesome. My mom and I were both kind of like, yeah, like this might be cool. But once that opening scene ended, like straight after him beating down the clown thug dudes, whatever, um, in the streetway and the whole "I'm vengeance" line. If you've seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about. Um, like there was that. I thought that was great. I popped for the vengeance line, kind of. I mean, I already knew what was going on, but I'm like, yeah, I'm like, he's a Don. I'm like, that's cool because of the whole Batman the animated series. That was a reference to that. Fun fact of the day, if you do not know that, but that was supposed to be a reference to that. And maybe the comics. I don't ever remember Batman saying "I'm vengeance" in the comics. Now, granted, I haven't read a bunch of the Batman comic books, so I can't tell if the comic books or Batman the Animated Series is where the Vengeance line came from. I want to look deeper into that, but there's that. Um, Now, granted, I will say this: as much as I was not a fan of it, because after that whole subway fight scene, it was just kind of dead to me. I wasn't a fan of it. Um, and I get that there was like a not a prelude, but it's just like a prequel kind of. Um, Yeah, it's more like a prequel to the Batman movie itself, which I'm kind of interested in, even though I watched a few minutes of um EC Films, I believe his name is. Once I was watching him and his review of the other prequel book, I was like, huh, maybe like I should read this and like try and get a better understanding of it, because I do know about the Penguin HBO Max series, and there's like some sort of Gotham GCPD series that's supposed to tie in as well with the Batman, which I'm not sure how I feel about that. Um, because apparently with the whole Penguin series, we do get deeper into his backstory and how he met what's his face, Don Falcone, yeah, whatever his name is. I believe it's Don Falcone, assuming it is. So is that you have Pay Me Him, which is fine. I'll watch it. I'll see what it's like. I'll see if that makes me go, yeah, I might like the Batman movie a little bit more. But even after watching the prequel review of the Batman book, it's just eh, still iffy to me. Like, I get it. Like, I get why Riddler is going after Bruce Wayne, because they literally, it was like, yeah, so um like Riddler, who wasn't even fucking Edward Nigma in that movie. They didn't even use the name Edward Nigma. Because I sat there and I was just like, what the fuck? Like, that makes no sense. I get it. He had two ID badges. I don't fucking know why, but they did. He had it. Um, that was fucking weird. Like, I was gonna reach to say maybe he's Clayface, and he has to carry two IDs just in case one of them gets leaked or whatever. Um, but other than that, I okay. I'm just gonna go on with the review. Um, I'm just gonna start off with the Riddler, and I'll just tell you how I thought of him. Because I want to talk about the characters and how I felt about them first. I was never a Riddler fan to begin with. I think he's one of the most overrated Batman villains. I'll gladly admit that. I am not a Riddler fan. And the reason why I'm not a Riddler fan is because I don't see anything threatening about him going, hey, you want to hear a riddle? If you do get it right, you live. If you don't get it right, you die. I'm scary. Very, very scary. He just looked flat out stupid in this movie. He looked like a fucking rip-off Bane and like some sort of rip-off Hush as well, which they kind of hinted towards, to possibly foreshadowing for Robert Pattinson Batman to face some sort of Hush in the future. But who knows? I don't remember what his name is, so I'm just gonna call him Druig. So I'm just gonna call him the Druig Joker because yes, the Joker is in that movie because the scene right before the final scene of the movie, we do see Riddler and Joker um talking to each other, and we don't even see the Joker. We just see like an outline, like kind of like his face and his hair, and it was like, oh, cool, the Joker. What do you know? And I was like, they could do something, but I don't know what they could do with him. Cause see, the whole prequel book, I wonder if that, because this movie's on Batman's second year, so this is like Bruce Wayne's second year being Batman, which I kind of saw. I'll get to him on why I think he'll be turning into Batman Who Laughs. I'll talk about that later. But see, it's just like, I don't know. I just can't wrap my head around it. It felt like I was watching 2 or 3 movies at once because it was kind of confusing, to say the least. Because I'm like, is Batman dealing with Riddler? Is he dealing with Falcone? Is he dealing with Penguin, who is supposed to be alongside Falcone in a way? And then you have Selena Kyle on the other hand, the Catwoman, who's supposed to be like Falcone's daughter. I believe it's Dawn Falcone. Might be wrong. I don't know. I get him, the other guy, confused. I don't know. Like, I watch Gotham enough where I'm like, oh yeah, Falcone. That's a familiar name. So, which is weird. I'll get to Penguin in a second here, but I don't know. It felt weird to watch a movie, to say the least. Once again, I'm not a big Riddler fan. He looked like a rip-off Bane and Hush at the same time, and he wasn't as smart as he would. Like, I was disappointed with him, and not disappointed, like, I wish they did better with the character. It was just, like, I get it. It's like, some people go, oh yeah, he's the most threatening one. No, he's not. The Riddler is supposed to be, hi, I'm Edward Nygma, the Riddler, and he doesn't like to say that he's Edward Nygma, but people know that he's Edward Nygma, and then he gets pissed with people about that. Look at the Riddler from Gotham, for shit's sake. He's like, yeah, I'm the Riddler. Oh, you're also Edward Nygma. Fuck you for saying that name. Bang, you're dead. Whoops. Like, that's, like, he's probably one of my more favorite Riddlers because of the split personalities he has in that as well, especially whenever he was first turning into the Riddler. Um, and which I loved that. It's just, once again, I'm not a big Riddler fan. I don't find anything scary about him. Like, I thought the whole thing with him being in Batman the Animated Series with, the maze I did with Batman and Robin and them trying to, like, go through the maze and solve the riddles and whatnot, I thought that was cool because that took like a different spin on the person. I mean, I don't want to say spin on the Riddler. That showed the Riddler like probably at his one or more like peak points. Like, yeah, solve riddles, and get through the maze. If you don't solve them right, you die. If you solve them right, you live. But the way you die is gonna be a super fucking painful death. And I don't know if Batman and Robin got anything wrong or they got lost or something, but there were some times where I'm like, oh, that's neat. They could have possibly died from that, but no. Yeah, there's that. they that was cool for the Riddler. Also, the Batman TV series back in like 2004, that Riddler was pretty badass. I'm not gonna lie. Like I kind of seemed threatened by him looking back on it. Like he was pretty much like a scary Riddler. Like that to me was like a scary as type Riddler. Like he's just yeah, like that was scary. Other than that, Batman name. No, I would talk about Batman name series in Gotham. There's like literally the only three Riddlers I know. If no, that's a lie. The Jim Carrey Riddler. Granted, Batman Forever was kind of a goofy esque. I don't want to say goofy. It was a kind of goofy, kind of not movie. Like that showed Jim Carrey as the Riddler, and I don't even want to say Jim Carrey as the Riddler. Like that showed what the Riddler was supposed to be. He's not really the psychopath. He's super smart, which I get, which he kind of was in that movie, but it was supposed to be a different turn on it, which I kind of liked. And just the way that they played out the Riddler in Batman Forever, I was like, dude, like this is pretty cool. Like looking back on it, it was pretty cool. But just the way they did the Riddler for the Batman, it's just I was so disappointed. Like it was just so bad. Like literally, it was. Oh, do you want Riddler? Here he is. What the fuck did I just watch? Like it's not the Riddler. He's not smart. Like he he had a fucking follow up to whatever the fuck he is already doing. And I guess you could say he had no, he had like two fucking follow ups. I shit you not. Two follow ups. Like you could say yeah, it was just one follow up, but no, it was two, one after the other, with one of them tying in with the first follow up. The first follow up to him revealing about like the Riddler and whatnot was the vans exploding and causing that flood to happen. And then he brought like Riddler-esque type goons in, which I was super fucking confused about, because what the fuck are they doing with the goons? When the hell did Riddler have goons? When? I can't name you once. He was more of a solo guy, but instead he had like a little Bane goons running around, and I was so confused at that. Like I saw the first two, and I truthfully, I shit you not, I thought that we were seeing a flashback of him meeting someone else who was the Riddler. I was so confused when I first saw that because I didn't know if it was in Gotham Square Garden, which I'll quickly tell you that right now because I thought Gotham Square Garden, if you did not catch it, maybe you did, maybe you didn't. It was supposed to be Gotham's version of Madison Square Garden. If you know what Madison Square Garden is, good for you. If you don't know what it is, go look it up. Held some very famous wrestling events there and just some other events there that were pretty cool. Anyway, to Gotham Square Garden, um, it, yeah, that was pretty much like the big, like, oh, this is the final battle scene. Batman fighting goons during the flood inside of a place where fucking tons of people can die. He doesn't get to fight Riddler. Literally, the closest thing to a fight scene we get is them arguing as Edward, I don't know what the fuck his last name was, I don't even know if it was Edward his first name. It was so fucking confusing. And Bruce Wayne. It was so weird. I had no clue if I was watching a Batman movie or if I was watching a fucking, I don't know what. It was like a bad, like Thor the Dark World type movie. Now, granted, I will say this right now, I don't want to say the Batman is worse than Thor the Dark World because truthfully, I forget Thor the Dark World, or at least a good majority of it. I don't remember enjoying the movie. Like I came back from this movie theater and I still remember what's going on with the Batman. Thor the Dark World, on the other hand, I came back, I watched SpongeBob You're Fired, and I still can't tell you what the fuck happened in that movie. Because I came home, I literally talked to Mom about the Collector being the Thor 3 villain. Because by that point, in like at that point, I was like maybe 7 whenever Thor the Dark World came out and I saw it. So I had no idea like what was going on with that. Um, I don't know. It was weird. Like it was everything about it. It just felt weird to me. Sorry. It was just, I don't know. Once again, I'm just not a fan of the Riddler. It was just, yeah. And then the whole thing with him and Joker and him going insane and not him being smart like he's supposed to be. Like, and it was just kind of pointless. Oh, like, how did we catch the Riddler? Caught him at a coffee shop. With literally a question mark in his coffee. Unmasked. Not giving two flying shits about where the fuck he's at, about who can catch him. Like, who knows? Like, Batman could have came in and he could have beat his ass, which I would have much rather prefer than whatever the fuck we got. Like, I would have much rather prefer Batman come in, him, like, smash Riddler's head on the ground and stop beating him up and be like, why did you do this or what the fuck ever? Because I get it, Batman was supposed to be a detective. I thought that was kind of cool. I'm not gonna lie. But even at that, though, it took me a while to figure out that he was supposed to be a detective. I'll admit that right now. It took me a while to figure that out because while it didn't seem like I was watching a Batman movie as him as a detective. Like I look back at reading the Batman Reptilian comic book and that I'm sorry, not Reptilian, Batman Reptile comic book. It's brand new, kind of in a way. It came out not last year, but it came out like in 2021. Anyway, maybe like September, possibly 2021. Anyway, I don't know what number we're at, so I'm super lost. So there's that. Um, and Batman Reptile felt more like a Batman detective-esque type style book, which is why it is one of the reasons why I enjoyed it. Um, but this movie, I had no idea that he was supposed to be a detective. He didn't talk much during it. Like he answered riddles. He talked to Alfred, which they fucking killed Alfred off. What the fuck? Um, they made Batman like look like he was going to fucking sacrifice himself and like electrocute him or whatever in the flood would do whatever they were thinking about doing with him. And I literally sat there and I'm like, dude, they were literally just taking Thor. I mean, I'm sorry, not Thor the Dark World. They were literally taking ideas from The Dark Knight Rises. Because look at that. If you go rewatch The Dark Knight Rises, the final scene that we see Batman being the hero is him literally on his Batwing or Batjet or whatever it is, carrying the bomb out into the ocean, like over the ocean and like far away from people in Gotham, and then he explodes with it. Like it, it was that, and like we see Alfred like mourning Bruce's death, and we see Bruce being like sitting at a table looking at Alfred, like yeah, like I'm still here in your memory, like I'm not gonna leave you. But with this Alfred, he was hardly shown. He didn't even seem like an Alfred Pennyworth. Like, I think he's alive. Maybe I think he killed him. Now I am truthfully just now remembering the one scene where Bruce was talking to Alfred in the hospital, which I completely forgot about because when I say that was an unnecessary scene, that was an unnecessary scene. Even the part right before that where Bruce walks into the room and finds the one picture card that he did with him, his mom, and his dad. That was unnecessary. Like, oh, he walked into the room. What is he gonna find? Oh, it's just a picture that I drew of him, his mom, and his father. Weird, but okay. Oh, he's talking to Alfred. I shit you not. I thought I was gonna fall asleep. I got so bored of that scene so fast. I'm like, this was unnecessary. Like, I get it. They wanted to try and reach it to the 3 hour mark, but they didn't need to put that in there. They could have literally had Batman versus Riddler for that time period. Plus, they could have had a good post credit scene. Maybe hell, they could have used that Joker scene as the post credit scene for the movie. Like, cause they for the post credit scene they literally savored a thing They literally saved the post-credit scene as Riddler typing on a computer the words goodbye. I was pissed. I'm like, well, this is probably the worst fucking Batman movie out there. Yes, I enjoyed Batman vs. Superman more. I'll full on admit that. I enjoyed that movie since 2016 when it came out, and it was better than this one. I get it. This one's supposed to be dark. Once again, I say it lost all hope once it turned PG-13. This could have been a cool, kind of bloody movie, like good dark detective bloody DC movie for Batman that everyone needs, which was my biggest thing. I'm like, this is what they need. They're doing it. They changed. Like, I saw the like official trailer for it, like the teaser trailer. I was hyped for. I'm like, dude, that Vengeance Sign was badass. And then the actual trailer came out for it, and then I was like, huh. Like, I was honestly more excited for the Flash movie, which now with the whole rumor about them restarting the DCU, it's like I'm not really hyped for it anymore because I kind of know what's going down. But at the same time, if I hope it's not true because I don't want them to remake DCU, but they're probably going to. And if they're gonna have the Black Superman, which might be Michael B. Jordan, then I guess that's okay. I don't have anything against it. I'm not racist. It's just you already have a Superman in that universe. You don't want to put another one into that universe and act like the Henry Cavill Superman never existed. That's like saying that the Tom Cruise Superior Iron Man in Multiverse of Madness is going to replace Robert Downey Jr., where you're just gonna act like RDJ was never part of it. He was, even though he was probably in the most MCU movies. Yes, he was. Like, he was in Homecoming. If you want to count Far From Home, even though he wasn't in, they just showed a clip from Iron Man 1 or Iron Man 2. I think it was Iron Man 2. Um, no, maybe even Captain America Civil War. I don't remember. He was also in Captain America Civil War. Like, he was in all of these movies, and that's like, and Henry Cavill has been in like, what, 3 movies that's a part of the DCU, plus Zack Snyder's Justice League. And you're just gonna erase him? Like, I'm not a fan of that. So that's pretty much like how I felt about the Batman heading into this, because my next thing going on with post-credit scenes, and here's why: the fact that I mentioned about the Flash movie and all of that, I thought the Ezra Miller Flash was going to appear in the post-credit scene of the Batman, which would have, I honest to God would have liked that more than what we did get. I would have been disappointed, because a lot of people are like, yeah, they didn't tie it in with the DCU. That's a good thing. I was afraid that they were going to. Um, and me go, okay, they added him to the DCU. But what Earth is he from? He can't be from Earth 2. He can't be from Earth 3. That's Owlman. What Earth is he from? Here's where it comes in. Here comes in where I think that he could have been a good Batman Who Laughs. I could see him now with this Joker be meant, well, especially after this movie, him slowly start to mentally break down. Like the one girl, I forgot what the fuck her name was, that was like in love with Alfred or whatever. I don't even remember who she was. I don't ever remember watching her in TV shows or movies or reading her in comics or anyone speaking her name. Or they didn't even mention it in Gotham at one point. They did nothing to that. They just randomly brought her in. I was like, who the fuck is this chick? Which, speaking of chicks, I'll get to Selena Kyle in a second, but it was just, I don't know, like, I see Batman Who Laughs being Robert Pattinson, but at the same time, if you want Druig to be the Joker, like, I don't know how I feel about that. Which once again, that would have been a much better post-credit scene where I go, oh, that's cool, like, they added the Joker. Oh, it's Druig? Okay. So Druig is part of not only the Marvel Universe as Druig, I don't remember what the guy's name is that plays Druig, but I'm just gonna call him Druig. but he's also Spider-Man in another universe. Real Spider-Man fans will understand that one. Um, and now he's the Joker in the Robert Pattinson Batman universe. Great. Multiverse collapsing. Yay. Um, so yeah, there's that. Um, sorry, I got up at like 7 o'clock ish. I want to say I don't fucking know. I woke up fairly early this morning. I went to bed fairly late last night. So okay. So yeah, so there was that. Now I'm just gonna get on with Celine Kyle. And that was kind of like my van of Batman, I want to say. Like, I get it. Once again, if you haven't watched any of my other videos, my ADD gets kicked in a lot most of the times whenever I'm talking about a movie, and this was just one of them, mainly because I have more rantings going on about this movie than anything. It's just, I was disappointed about it, especially with Catwoman. See, my problem with Catwoman was that I'll tell you this right now. Here's why I didn't like her, multiple reasons. My mom thinks that they were trying to make her too much of the Halle Berry Catwoman, which I kind of see. I see that, but like no one could be Halle Berry as Catwoman. No one can. Like she performed the role very well. Like maybe besides from, I don't remember what her name is, but the girl plays Selena Kyle in Gotham, which she's just Selena Kyle. She's not Catwoman, but she's just Selena Kyle. And she's doing great at that. She did great at that. I'm sorry, the show's over. I'm like on season 5, episode 1. So I do know about Batman being in the series finale, but I don't know too much about other things going on. So, so yeah, like it's gonna be fun to figure out what's going on with that. So, yeah, like she performs a great Catwoman. The girl in The Dark Knight Rises, she performed Catwoman fairly well. I liked watching her. But this Catwoman, it's like her mask was like a cloth mask type thing, and I'm like, I get where she's trying to be a cat. I get that she's trying to be a burglar, but that is just a bad mask. And I didn't feel any connections. Like there were a few moments where I'm like, yeah, I'm like they're slowly starting to fall in love with each other. But it's more on the Bruce Wayne side of things more than anything. Like Bruce Wayne Batman is more falling in love with Selena Kyle than Selena Kyle is with Batman. Like yes, like she is in love with him. It's just hard for me to grasp my head around like if she actually is or not. If she's actually using him, which you could tell that she is. It's just I don't believe it. I'm sorry, I don't feel that connection. Sorry, morning pains in my throat. Like I don't feel that connection like I do with Batman being in love with Selena Kyle in this movie. I don't. It's Selena Kyle is just Catwoman. I just wasn't a fan. And another issue why I was not a fan of hers is because they try to make her look too sexy. I will say that right now. There was no part, like just the way she dressed, just the way she walked, just the way that she had some of the wigs. Like no part of that to me was, oh yeah, this is a sexy Selena Kyle, I'd smash her. No, like none of that would to me was like, yeah, like, I don't know what I don't know, just they just try too hard for that. And I get it. Catwoman is supposed to be kind of sexy, but she's kind of not. Just really depends on what iteration you're trying to go with. But there was just nothing about this Catwoman that screamed to me, yeah, she's sexy. Not at all. Like, I'd much rather see Dr. Harley and Quinzel in this thing than this version of Catwoman. And trust me when I say, I am going to rewrite the Batman movie. That is a future video. I'm going to be rewriting it where I don't only enjoy it, but Batman fans enjoy it. Where if especially people who have watched the Batman animated series, um, like I am going to rewrite it to the point where, yeah, like you might like it, you might not like it, you might like this movie of Batman better, which a lot of people are saying that they loved it. A lot of people are. It's just I was not a fan of it. And see, here's the thing with the title of the movie, The Batman. Going back to the TV series. Ooh, sorry here. It's just not really my chest is giving in. It's just shortening of breath. Um. Anyway, so I was honestly expecting the Batman movie to be like the Batman TV show. Like, here's the thing. One of the closest things, I mean the fucking closest thing to the Batman TV show were the twins. And they weren't even right. Like, they had the twins that Penguin had from the Batman, but they weren't the Asian chicks who knew how to fight. They were just two fucking goons or whatnot. That was like, dude, like, should we let them into the club? Nah. Oh, we got our faces punching. Cool. I don't see anything special about. I don't see anything special about them. Like, they were just the twins. They weren't the twins that I grew up with. Because I was born in 2005, so I pretty much grew up with the Batman. That's why the Batman's my favorite. Um, well, at least one of the reasons why the Batman is my favorite DC animated TV show, because it represents what the Batman is. Yes, he is a detective on one hand, kinda. He's also the Batman on the other hand, a superhero, but he's also billionaire, playboy, philanthropist Bruce Wayne. If you want to say that he's a billionaire, playboy, philanthropist, he is a billionaire, the playboy, philanthropist. I don't know. Maybe that's Tony Stark. Maybe that's also Bruce Wayne. I don't know. Beats the fuck out of me. Same thing, same people, say different universes, but same thing that they're trying to go for. It's just, I don't know. It's just a lot of this. I was hoping, like, I was just more disappointed than anything. Speaking of disappointments, my biggest number one overall disappointment with the movie was the Penguin. Heading into this movie, like, I completely forgot that we were even going to see this movie until my mom messaged me yesterday, like, first thing yesterday morning, where she went, hey, we're going to see Batman tonight. And I went, oh, yeah, we're going to see the Batman tonight. That tells you how excited I was for it. Like, even heading to the movie theaters, I'm like, I just have doubts about it. Once again, the opening scene was cool. It was just, I don't know. I mean, the Penguin, once again, he just worked for Don Falcone. He was nothing like what I grew up with the Penguin, with him being, I don't know. Like, a lot of people liked it, a lot of people didn't like it. I was just super disappointed once again. Like, the Penguin wasn't even the Penguin. Once again, much rather prefer the Penguin from Gotham TV show, which is my favorite character in that entire series. Um, like, because he is so well, and the actor who plays him is so good. So I want to see what the Penguin HBO Max series is like, so we get a better understanding of what he is and like how he came to be. But even at that, though, I want him to be the Penguin. I want him to be in the sewers with the penguins. I want him to be like, yeah, like, I love this cold shit. Like, there's that. No, I'm not a fan of it. That's not what the Penguin was. That's what the Penguin is to me. That's why the Danny DeVito Penguin was so good, because that's who the Penguin is. Not this rip-off Marvel Kingpin that we got, but I'm sorry, the Penguin in this movie was a rip-off version of the Marvel's Kingpin. He definitely was. I at least saw it. A lot of other people might not see it, but that was the first thought that came to my mind. I'm like, dude, he looks like a rip-off version of Kingpin. And while, yes, you're just saying, oh, you're just giving more reasons why to shit on this movie, and you're such a liar. No, this is my honest to God opinion. I thought that he was actually a, like, rip off Kingpin, because that's not how Penguin is. That is not, he's not a leader of a mob, which you think he would try and do, but no, and they kind of forced out of him possibly being the next villain inside the Batman 2, maybe. I hope to God there isn't a second one. I hope to God there is not. But it's just, I don't know. It's just, this movie, I wasn't a fan of it. Once again, the first few scenes with the whole, us seeing the Riddler at first was like, oh, wow, like, the Riddler was right there. Scary. Which it kind of was. I'm not gonna admit it was kind of scary at first. And then I went, oh, never mind, he has that shitty-ass Bane mask. Ugh. So, like, I will give it this. I will give the Batman this. It has a pretty cool badass theme. Not theme. Well, yeah, theme, but just soundtrack in general. It was so good. Now, granted, you do have the Ave Maria song, which Riddler started to sing. Why? Like, really, why? Why the fuck would you make Riddler this psychopath? That's the Joker. Once again, they have nothing to do with the Joker now. They have nothing to do with Joker. I don't even see them bringing Harley Quinn, and if they do bring in Harley Quinn, I'm gonna be disappointed with how that movie is. My mom will probably be disappointed, because she wasn't a fan of this movie either. Like, because her and I, we went in there, because my mom and I are probably two of the most biggest Batman fans that you'll ever meet, and I am full on admitting that right now. So, we went into this movie wanting to watch a Batman movie. I knew I wasn't gonna be happy with it. Some of our friends from the cons, from the Comic Cons that we go to, they were like, yeah, it was so good. It was one of the best Batman movies ever. It was the best Batman movie ever. No, it's not. Like, like, I don't know, we were just disappointed with it, because we were like, I don't know, it was just, she wanted to love it, like, she really wanted to love it. I knew I was gonna hate it the second we were going there. I'm like, I'm not gonna like this movie. And once again, that whole opening scene thing with Riddler going after the guy in the beginning of the movie, and being what the fuck ever, like, cool, I guess. Like, that was pretty cool. It was like, yeah, like I kind of wanted to be like, but at the same time, I was like, like, that was, like, he beat the shit out of that dude with a fucking shovel. That's cool. And, because another thing why I didn't like about it was the cards. Like, I get it, that was supposed to be Riddler's way of being like, yeah, like, solve riddles, come find me. He was like telling Batman and telling the GCPD to come look for him so he could stop doing these crimes. Like, I get it, he wanted him and Batman to be like, watching the flood go down. But Batman, being the vigilante that he is, which I don't even know if Batman's a fucking vigilante anymore, because the cops were on his side near the end of the movie. Like, what the fuck was that? They literally go, what the hell is this vigilante doing? Oh, okay, he's helping us with this crime scene? Let him. When the fuck did the GCPD help out Batman? I can't name you one other time that the GCPD actually helped out Batman. I can't name you one time where they did. Like, there was some officers, like, were like, oh, yeah. But, no. Never. Like, only Commissioner Gordon. He was literally the closest thing and probably the only member of the GCPD that helped out Batman. Other than that, no one else did. And in this movie, they went, sure, why not? Let's make the GCPD be friends with Batman. I don't know. It didn't feel like a Batman movie. It felt similar to The Long Halloween at first, because it started off on October 31st. Which I get it, once again, it's like 2 years into Batman being Batman. So, I kind of, once again, I want to kind of read the prequel book, so I could get a better understanding on how he became Batman and whatnot, and a better understanding on why the Riddler hates Batman, Batman more like Bruce Wayne, even though, once again, they set it up like they were both orphans. Riddler hated Batman for being like the kid that everyone cared about, like poor orphan Bruce Wayne. Like, oh, like this orphanage fell into a fire, is Bruce Wayne okay? Like, I get it. Like, that was pretty cool. I wasn't a fan of it that much. But if he wanted to get his revenge on Bruce Wayne, then why the fuck would he do all of this? Like, if he knew Bruce Wayne was Batman, then why the fuck did he have to go out and do this? Why couldn't... There are better ways to do the Riddler. Once again, I'm not a fan of the Riddler. I never was. I don't know what's scary about some dude saying you're gonna die if you don't get this riddle right. Yes, it's threatening. Like, oh shit, you have a fucking 50-50% shot. It's either you're dumb or you're smart. That's it. That's the 50-50 shot you got. I'm a dumbass whenever it comes to things like those. I would probably die. Would I be scared? No, I'd probably fucking kill Riddler before he could kill me. Well, yes, you could say, like, after this, like, this version of the Riddler, maybe not. Maybe not. You never know. I don't find anything scary about him. I just look at him and be like, dude, what the fuck? Like you're not scary at all. Like, I could be a fucking better Riddler than he could. Honestly, I could make up some sort of riddles and be like, I'm giving you 3 riddles, solve them in 2 minutes. If you don't, I'm gonna kill you. But if you solve them all, I'm not gonna kill you, and you get to live and not die by some sort of painful death or whatever. Like, it's just, I don't know. I don't know. It's just, I'm even trying to say like how I could be a better Riddler, but I can't because the Riddler sucks ass. One of the most overrated villains. I don't know why he brought him into this movie. I don't even want to say he was a side villain. He wasn't a villain of this thing at all. They built him up like he was the villain, but he wasn't. And by the time the end of the movie came, people were like, oh, yay, this was a great movie. No, it wasn't. It wasn't. They even had a countdown to it, and then trailer starts. I'm like, like, the trailer's fucking started. Awesome. I don't know, man. I do not know. It's still early to me. I'm super tired still. Once again, not a fan of this movie. Like, from the beginning of it, once again, Greno, where Batman was like, they, like, were like the whole, like, him saying, like, the villains are scared, like, the villains aren't scared, like, okay, how do I say this? Like, he was saying something along the lines of, like, the villains being scared of him because once they see the bat signal, it wasn't saying, like, hey, Batman, we need your help. It was a warning label to them. Where, like, he was coming, and then they built him up like he was gonna be in the shadows, which I thought was pretty cool. So I don't know. It's just there's so much wrong with this movie. I don't know. Once again, I wasn't a big fan of it. Um. So yeah, I don't know. It was just nah to me. I just didn't feel like I don't know. It I don't know. This is probably a movie I'm never gonna go see again in theaters. I might wait until maybe it's DVD. Like, I am more interested now in deleted scenes. Deleted scenes are probably one of the only things that make me go, if, like, okay, if this was added to the movie, it'd be cool to see. Like, this would have made the movie a little bit better, not much, but just a little bit. Or they could have replaced the Alfred scene with this scene, and I would have liked it more. Like, even that clip of him walking into that room. Like, if you cut out that entire section with him walking into the room, finding that picture, and the whole Alfred scene, it'd be fine. Like, if that was out, then I wouldn't be complaining too much. Like, that was the worst scene of that movie. Honest to God, it was. I can't even tell you what my favorite scene was because I went, dude, this movie shitted. Like, I don't know. I'm not a fan of it. It's something I'll probably look back on and be like, oh yeah, that's right. Like, this was a thing. This wasn't a Batman movie. Like Michael Keaton is always my Batman. Michael Keaton is my favorite Batman, and I can't wait to see him be playing the Batman to Batgirl and trying to make Batgirl come up and be like the next Batman, but I don't know how that's gonna be. There's also talks of Ben Affleck being in the Flash movie with Michael Keaton and that whole thing, which I can't wait to see because Ben Affleck and Michael Keaton. Um. Anyway, sorry, that's my grandma talking. I mean, texting me. Anyway. Um. So. Yeah. I don't know. It was. I don't know. It's just disappointed in it. Let me know what you guys think of the movie down in the comment section below. Just, I don't know. I'm just very disappointed in this. Once again, the post-credit scene didn't even live up to its name. It was just literally goodbye. Once again, I would have much rather have had. Oh, this is my final thing I want to say about the movie real quick. I think it could have ended off about 10 times. 20 times, 15 times, 1,000 times. Like, it could have just ended at so many places, but they wanted to drag it on and on. It felt like I was watching a very long Star Wars movie. Like, yeah, Star Wars movies are great and all, but you know how long they feel? Like, that's what this movie felt like, but like 2 times longer. And I'm just like, when is this movie gonna end? And see, where they could have left the movie off at was, um, yeah, like, hey, like, Batman talking to Riddler about like what Riddler is doing next. Um, and they could have about like what big thing Riddler is having and like what he's setting up for. Because my first thoughts were, and then like the post credit scene, it'd be Batman and the cop. That was like after that scene about them just learning about the bombs and whatnot with the flood, which once again unnecessary. Why the fuck did they do that? But it could, but literally how it could have ended off with the Riddler was like he either created Killer Croc or brought Killer Croc into Gotham. Uh, Man Bat, he could have brought him in, or Solomon Grundy. And if he wanted to be smart, he could have literally brought in Solomon Grundy and went, okay, I made this creation called Solomon Grundy. Good luck finding him, Batman. Or like that could have literally been the post-credit scene of like that's what the video was. And I would have been like, dude, Solomon Grundy, like that's fucking awesome. Because I love Solomon Grundy. Like I'm a big Grundy fan. I would be worried about how they would play him out. Once again, they did the Penguin Duty, which I wasn't a fan of, but and I would hope that they won't do the same thing with him, with Solomon Grundy, but I was expecting a big character, not a fucking van going off, exploding, and causing a big flood. I was not. So, anyways, there is going to be me rewriting this movie in the future. Some of you may hate that. A lot of you will hate that. Probably everyone will fucking hate that. But I'm going to rewrite it in the way of how I expected the movie to go and how I thought. In fact, I'm probably going to work on the script and the story later today and probably bring it out to you not tomorrow, but whenever I get it done. So who knows? That could be a week. That could be 2 weeks. Who knows? Maybe the movie will be old by the movie won't be old by that point. But who knows? We could like. Okay, Moon Knight is coming out. Moon Knight's a great movie and all. I'm sorry, it's not a great movie. Moon Knight is a cool character. It's going to be a great Disney Plus TV series. I can't wait to see that. Am I going to do a review on it? Maybe. Maybe not. I don't know. I mean, if I do a weekly review on Thursdays, Because I don't watch it until my mom gets off work, so I watch it pretty late at night, and I record all my videos like in the day slash afternoon ish. So there's that. Um. So yeah. So yeah. Expect a moon. That's what I'm probably gonna do. I'll figure that out. So expect me rewriting the Batman movie to make it seem like the Batman cartoon. Um. There will be some villain changes. I will say that right now. Um. Like I could have, and I was thinking about it. I Here's what my original plan was. I would have taken out Penguin, could have taken out Don Falcone, could have taken out the twins, could have taken out all of that shit, and just leave Batman, Catwoman, and Riddler. I don't even want to use Catwoman. Hell, I don't even know what Catwoman would be used for. Like, I'd probably just use the Riddler, and I'd probably make something like that, or like, and have this big twist on it, which I could probably do. That's what I'm probably going to do too, that being one of them. And then another one being like what I expected the movie to be, so more like expect two rewrites of the Batman coming, of how I expect the movie to be and how I thought it could be better, because once again there was just so much going on. There was so fucking much going on. Um I don't know. So much going on. I wasn't a fan of it. Um Once again, hated it. Super fucking disappointed. And once again, Warner Bros. Are just dickheads anyways for doing other things as well. With DC. Like they were really good with DC. I'll admit that right now. They were phenomenal with DC for a while, and then the DCU came in, and then it just went to shit. Zack Snyder is one of my favorite directors now because of Batman v Superman. If he directed Man of Steel, I heard that was great. I want to watch that at some point in the future. Um, like he also directed the of course Zack Snyder's Justice League and some of the parts in the Justice League movie. Which, looking at Zack Snyder's Justice League, that was fucking great. Like that's my favorite DC movie. I'll admit that right now. That is my favorite live action DC movie. This movie is probably one of my least favorites. So you literally, for the next movie, here's what you do: bring Hush in, make Hush the villain in the Batman movie, and then bring in Zack Snyder to direct it. Yes, please. He can make it dark. He can make it give it that. He can give it that R rating that it needs and that it deserved in the first place. And you could literally call up Jim Lee and be like, "Look, like you did this story. You want to make a cameo in it, and then people will be like, oh my god, it's Jim Lee. That's really cool." Because he worked on the Hush book, so that was great, and I do want to watch Batman Hush, the animated movie, and read the Batman Hush books. So I don't know. There's a lot going on with that movie that I just didn't like. There were a lot of things I would change and I will change. In that movie. So once again, Rob Pattinson as Batman, not one of my favorites. Probably my least favorite. I mean, George Clooney, I vaguely remember him. And it had to take me a second, but I believe he was the Batman and Robin. Yeah, he was. I get my Batmans confused. I gotta full on admit that right now. I get my Batmans confused. There's so fucking many of them. I could literally name you all of the Batmans, but I can't tell you what movies they're from. Because I honestly thought that Christian Bale was the Batman Forever stuff, and George Clooney was the Dark Knight Rises. I couldn't remember. I think Michael Keaton is the one with Batman Forever. Maybe no, Batman Forever. It was. I don't remember. I don't know. Once again, I can't tell you the Batmans and whatnot. So yeah. Anyway, and Batman Robin. So anyway, thank you all for watching. Make sure to leave a like, comment down below. Let me know what you enjoyed about the movie. If you enjoyed the movie, let me know. Like, who's your favorite Batman villain, or which villain you think would have made the movie better? Because I can name you about 20 of them that could have made the movie better, or I could name you some of the characters that they could have done better. Um, and then yes, make sure you subscribe because I'm gonna be rewriting this movie 2 times. Once for the Batman TV series, I'm rewriting this movie just by using Batman and Riddler. I kid you not, I will gladly do that. I already have a plan going inside my head for that. Kind of. Or at least the ending. I'll work on some of it. So I will be rewriting it twice. I'm probably going to work on the first one for this movie, and then I'll figure out the Batman TV show for live action later. So, hope you guys enjoyed. Um, I'm probably going to do a review for another movie at some point in the future. No, let's see, on Wednesday, my mom and I are going to see Uncharted on Tuesday. So on Wednesday, we are going to so on Wednesday, I'm going to be seeing that. Wednesday, I'm going to be giving that review. So, and my thoughts on it. So, peace out, guys.